Hi, my name is Arnodev from W3 CodePad, and in this particular video, I will tell you about the CRUD operation. The first two operation, create and read. Create means insert some data into the database, and read means to retrieve data from the database. In this particular video, I will tell you these two, and updation and deletion I will tell you in the next video. As you see in this particular screen, it is displaying a form. I want to create an article. That means I want to insert some data into the articles table. So if you write like this, save this article. So it is saving, and you see the article has been displayed from the database. So let's see how to do this. So in CRUD operation, we'll discuss first. C stands for create. Create means insert record in database table. So this is my Visual Studio Code. To insert data into the database, I need to create one model, one migration, and one controller file. So right now I have my database like this. This is my database. I have these tables. I do not have articles table right now. To create articles table, I need to run a artisan command. So if you see this structure here, the application and model, I have only one model, user model. When you install Laravel, automatically Laravel install this, creates this user.php. This is a model file. So here you can see this is a model class. So similar to this user.php file, I want to create one article.php file. So we'll create that file. So to create article table in my database, because I do not have a table articles table in my database, in database folder, migration folder. So these are the migration, and migration basically used to create table or alter table in your database. So just like this, create user table. So this file is basically used to create your table or alter your table in your database. So similar to this, I want to create one article migration. Another file I want to create, that file is called controller. So here in the HTTP controllers, I have only users controller right now and a controller.php file. I do not have an articles controller.php. So that file I want to create. So that control file where I have to write all my logic to do all sort of activities data. So for creation of all these files, I want to go to the command prompt. Now this is my command prompt. Here I am to write php artisan make model article, and I want to create the migration and the controller. C stands for controller. So if you see, it is creating the model. So if you go to this model folder, now this article model has been created, and it is creating the migration has been created, and the controller also has been created. If you go to the HTTP, and this is a controller, articles controller has been created. And if you go to this database and migration, here you see at the bottom of this table, that is a create article file has been created. Now I want to run this article. So open this article, create article dot file. So this is the migration file. Just close this one. Also close this. So this is how the migration file looks like. And here you have to create your table. So this is the creation of the schema. Create means if you want to create an articles table in your database. So here I have to create table. In my articles table, I want to create three fields. So ID is already there, and the timestamps also there, but I want to create some string and title field. This is the name of the field. Title is the name of the field. Similarly, table, and I want to create one string for the author, and this is the second field. The third field, I want to create table and text. This is the third field. This is the body of the article. So this is the thing this is the table structure basically. So when I run the migration, it will create the database table articles and these are the fields. Okay, it will create. So save this file and go to the command prompt again and just run the migration. So PHP artisan migrate and fresh. Now what it is doing is running all the migration, so it will drop all the file database tables and it will run it again. So it's successfully running the migration file. If you go to the database and refresh it here in the database, this is my database, and you see this database table articles has been created. And if you see the structure of the database, you can see that title, author and body has been created. That table is completely blank right now. So what I am doing is I want to enter some data into this table. So for that I have to do something. What I have to do, that this migration file is close this migration file, and I have to create a form, and that form should be displayed on your web browser, and we have to enter some data and that data should go to the database table. So what I have to do is open the controller first. So article controller I have just now created. This is the file. This file is completely blank right now. This is the article controller and this extends the controller class. So here I want to do one thing. I want to display my form. So that form I'll create it. So public function, and suppose I'm to write create. So I want to create a article. So return view and that is create. So you just write articles dot create. Okay, so this is the file I have to create.blade.php file, and articles should be the folder name inside your view folder. This is the view folder, this is the articles folder, this is the name of the file create blade.php file. Okay, so file save, go to the browser, go to the view folder. So this is my resource. This view folder is inside the resource, and this is the views, and inside the view I have to create one folder called articles folder. Fine. Inside the article folder I have to create.blade.php file. So here you just create one file, create.blade.php file. So this file should contain the function to enter your data, and that data will go to the database. File, create a form. So just h1, I'm just creating a heading first, article. So this is my heading, and here I have to create the form in Laravel. You just create just like your HTML form. Something is there, some points you have to take care of when you are creating a form. So this is the form tag, this is the end of the form, and inside this form I have to create my text boxes. So here in the form, when you are creating a Laravel form, always after the form tag you should use a directive called CSRF. This controls your, it creates an form ID so that nobody can hack your form. So this is very, very important. And in the form tag, that should be in action. Right now I am just leaving it blank. The method must be post always, because I want to enter the data into the database. So you create it like this. Now here I want to create some text boxes to enter title. Okay, title, what are the fields I have right now? I have a field called title. This is the ID is auto incremented. Title, author and body. I want to enter all these thing or created it and updated it is basically entered by the Laravel automatically by taking the system time. and these are the fields I have to enter: title, author, and body. So I have to create 3 text box. Okay, so just give div, and the class is basically I want to use my bootstrap CSS. Now this is my label here, and the label should be title, and the label is closed. Now you have to create the input type. I'm just creating one, then I will copy and paste it so that we can do it quickly. So this is the text box I want to create, and the name should be, okay, the name should be the title, and I want to use the class for the bootstrap, that is form control. Okay, so this is okay. I think this is fine. Now I just copy and paste for the author also. I do not copy, type it again. So this is author, and here is this author. Name of the text box is author also, and here the level should be author. Okay, so this is okay, fine. Now the next last one should be the form control label. I do not want the label. I want label with the body of that. Okay, the body, and this should be a text area, so that I do not want to use this text box. Basically text area, and name is your body, and here form control name, class is form control. That's it, and here I have to close it like this. The last one is I want to create a button, submit button here. So input type submit button, to create like this: input type submit, and the name is name is submit also. Okay, the value is, just type article. Okay, now this form control the class is a button, so btn success. That's it. This is the form just now I have created. So this is a very simple form. I am just using the bootstrap classes. You can use it, you may not use it, depends upon you according to your design. Okay, so here I want to use the important point here is the action. So that means when I submit the form, what will happen? So what I want to do is, when I submit the form should trigger this function. Which function? This function, I want to create a function here, public function, and you have to save it. Okay, so this is the function where I want to validate the data that is coming from the form. Then if the data is been validated, then it should submit the form and save the data into the database. Save data in database. That's it. So this is the 2 points I want to take care of. So one important point here you have to remember, that means when you submit the form data generally go to one object that is called a request object. So the request object is like this. You just inject the request object here. If you see this is the object request. This is coming from Illuminate HTTP request. This is very, very important object that stores the information or data that coming from the form, from the client. So the request, this is the class name, and the request is just create a variable. This is the object I have right now. So this object will store all the data I am inputting into the data, inputting into the form. Okay, so that means it will store the article name, title, the body, the author, whatever you want to enter into this. So this is the known as DI dependency injection. I have injected this class object into this function so that I can use it. Okay, so this is the important point. So here what I want to do is I want to die dump. I want to see whether the data is coming after submission of the form, whether the data is coming or not. So request, and I want to see this is the debug function, dd. If you do not know about the debug, the dd die dump. Okay, just like a die function in your PHP simple die function. Okay, so this is how I want to write this code, validation code, and the save code later on. But the point is here, when I'm submitting, it should call this function. Which function? This function it should call. So how to do that? For that, I have to create a route. So the route should be save article or article save. I can write like this, article. So this is the route I want to create it in my web.php file. So file save and just open. I have to create this route. Okay. So open. So this is the open web.php file, and see I have to create a route. So I want to create two routes for to display my form first. So this is my function, this function. For this function I have to create route. For this function I have to create route. So this route name is here. This is the name of article save. And to to display the form, I can write route. I have to create two route and get it and get method. So article, or you can so say article create. Okay, this is the route, and I want to call this function, this function create function. Okay, so you just write create here. Okay, colon. The second route I want to create is route and post. Why I want to do this? Because this particular function will be called when you submit the form. The form will be submitted by using a post method here. So that's why it is important. You have to write post here. So that means the article save. Okay, if you go to this is the article save. This is my route. I want to create this particular route. So this particular route, when I call this route, it should call the article controller class, and it will call the save method. This is all about. This is spelling mistakes class. Okay, that's it. So this is all about article create, article save. So this particular article create route should display the article and display the form, and it will save the data. That's it. So go to the browser now. Let's check it out whether our codes are okay or not. So browser, open the browser. Now this is the database. I want to open my localhost. This is my Laravel server, and here I want to get article create. Okay, so if you see the article form has been displayed, but it is not displaying exactly the bootstrap classes bootstrap form. It is not displaying because the bootstrap library is not being attached to this particular file. Which file? This is the file create blade.php file. This is not, there is no CSS file right now attached to this particular file. So what I have to do is I want to use, I have already stored my bootstrap here. You see the public folder. Inside the public folder, this is the library bootstrap. I have just copied and pasted. You just do it yourself. Just download the bootstrap and just store the bootstrap folder inside the public folder. Yeah, just like this. I have the CSS file, and inside the CSS file I have this bootstrap.min.css file. Okay, So this is how we can store the library, Bootstrap library. Now, how to use it? So if you do not have any idea about the layouting, you can go and see my video for layouting. So this is my resource folder, and if you see, this is the view folder, and inside the view folder I have created a layout.blade.php file. You can create it just like this. And if you see, I have attached the bootstrap.min.css file to this particular layout.blade.php file. Okay, you see inside the public folder. So when you're writing like this link, that means it is going to the public folder basically. Inside the public folder, I have the bootstrap.css file. Inside the CSS folder, I have this particular file. I want to use it. I am yielding this particular content section. Okay, this is my layout.blade.php file. I want to use this blade file in my create blade.php file here. So how to use it? Extends. So if you do not know about the layouting, don't worry about it. This is not exactly needed for the insertion of the data into the database table. So if you do not know about layout, if you want to know about the layout and the view of Laravel, you go to my video and see it. And layout here, you just write layout, extends layout, but that means I am to use this particular layout file. So here you have to write section, then the section should be there, section content. Okay, this is my section I have started, and inside the section I want to display my form here and section. So this is the section ended. Just do it like this. The form has been now file save, and if you go back to your browser again and say okay, now it is showing good. So I have to enter some data here, paste it here and save the article. Then you see this dd diadump. So this particular thing is displaying because of controller as a diadump here, line number 15. So here if you see, it is showing all the information after submission of the data. And if you know whatever data have been entered in my form, so you can write all. This is a function and save it and again refresh it. Continue. Now you see that title is test title, author Smith, and this all the data is coming. Now it is exactly okay. The data is coming to this particular function. Now I can validate it. So whenever you want to enter some data or save some data, so validation is done by using the request. For more detail about the validate my video and see it. So this is the validate function is there. So here this validate function should contain all the rules for the fields for the validation. So I have a title field. So I want to use the validation rule, very simple validation rule. I want to use request this field is required. The second validation I want to use my author also validated, author should be validated like required. And the last one, I want to also validate the body field. I am not using any more complicated validation right now, but because my main objective is to store the data in the database, you can write the validation, more validation rules here, uh, like required. So these three fields are required. Suppose if you want to use some more validation, so you can use the pipeline here, and just like this, and minimum. Suppose I want to use something like minimum should be 3. So title should not be less than 3 characters. So like this. So this is the validation. If the validation is okay, then I want to store the data. So very easy. That is a function called I have to use to store data. Remember this. Remember this. Whenever you want to do any database activities, you must use the model. So in my case, the model is article model. So you just write article. This is my model. Here you see this is the model, and you just click it here. So that model has been used by my controller. So use app model article. This is my article model. So I can use create. This is the function to create my and dollar data like this. So if the data is not found, so here this is the validated data should be stored in a variable. So you just store it in a variable like this. Now the form is validated, then it will create the data in the database and then return to redirect to my home page. For example, I want to, after saving the data, it should go to the home page. Okay. And here you see if the data is not saved, then it should redirect automatically. It should display the form with the error message. Remember this, when the validation occur and the validation is failed, then it will create $errors variable. That variable can be displayed in your form. And the validation is okay, then it automatically it will save this file and redirect to the home page. So this is all about form validation and save the data. So let's try it out. I want to insert some data and let's check whether it is saving the data. Now this is my form and just enter some data, title, just body, the author is Smith and body is suppose test body like this, something like this. Now I submit it. The title is, now you see there is an error. Add title to fillable properties of mass assignment. Okay, it is saying like this, the mass assignment is saying fillable property in the article model. So what I have to do is you just go to open your model here, article model, article. This is the model, and here I have to use one thing, protected and fillable. This is dollar fillable. This is a variable I have to specify here. That is the title, all the fields, author and body. So this thing I have to do it, semicolon here. Let's go back again, and this is my form and submit it. Now it is redirect you from home page. That means this particular line has been executed properly, validated, saving the data and going to the redirection to the home page. So if you open the database here and browse it, now the data has been entered properly. So in this way we can enter more data. Suppose if you go to the database here again, this is my article, create and enter more data, second title and save it. Now it is exactly doing the same, and now the data is added to the database. So in this way we can enter data in the database. So next I want to read the data from the database. And the CRUD operation, the second one is reading records from the database. Let's see how to do that. This is my database articles table, and in this articles table I have two records right now. So I want to read the records and I want to display the records in my browser. So how to do that? So open the Visual Studio Code, and this is my controller article controller.php file. I have right now two functions, create and save functions. These two functions are used to uh, save data into the database. And now I want to create one function. That function will read the record from the database. Okay, so we can do like this: function read function, and I want to read the data articles. So to reading a data from the database, I have to use the model article, and I can use a function called find function or all function. So there are various functions are there. So this function is basically read all the records from the database, articles model or articles table. Now I have this articles variable having all the data. Then you can return it and view that read with, I can write compact. This is a PHP function, and you just write articles. This is the variable I've just created, and return this articles dot blade. Articles is the function. This is the directory. This is the file I have to create, read.blade.php file. So file save. Just open the view folder, and inside this view folder, articles folder, create one file called read.blade.php. Okay, this is the file, and here in this particular file I want to display all records from the articles table. So how to do that? So here I want to use my extension layout, extends layout, just like previous one, and this is the section, and the section is the content. Here I want to close the content here, and section. Now here I want to display the, so you just create a table. I want to use the bootstrap table, and here th, I want to write the title here and close. Here I want to display the author, the second field, the third one is the body of the th. I want to display the body also. And the last one, th published date, published it or created it. Okay, so this is the title. Now you see the controller, I have this read function, and the read function is basically getting articles variable. This article variable is available to your read.blade.php file. Here I can access the blade.php file for each $articles. Okay, this is basically coming from here, this one, and is dollar one placeholder, one variable, temporary variable, one article. I can write like this. Okay, here I can write my tr and tr close. So tr close, and first is my title. So I want to print the one article, this one, and the title. That's it. So here the first TD will print the title here. The second one will print the author. The third one should print the body. And the fourth one print the created it. If you go to the database, you can see this is created it. So in this way we can do this. Now this is our read.blade.php file, and this function, when I call this function by using the router, then it will display articles read.blade.php file, this file. So I have to create one router to read function. So for that I have to open the web.blade.php file, just like this. I have to create a router here. So create router, route, and this is simple a get method, and just articles. I'm just writing articles. This is the router. I have article controller and read class, and I want to call the read function here. I'll save. Now this is the function I have. You go to this. This is my function, and file save. Go to the browser again, and here this is my local server slash read. And if you see read is not found, slash read articles, sorry, it is articles. And if you see, and it is showing the articles here. Okay, there is some HTML problem here. The body is there inside the title. Let's go to the blade file, and if you see the body th is open, not open. That was the problem. If I'll save again, refresh it. Now it is saved. It is everything it is displaying here. Okay, the title it is displaying, author, body, and the published. Suppose if you want to create one article, let's create another article. So what is that article create? The path was, we go to the web.php file. You see this is the article slash create. So you write article slash create. Now this is the form it is displaying. I'm writing Laravel. Save it. Now it is showing you the home page. So articles, if you say articles, then it is saying the last one is this. So in this way we can create articles and read articles. So if you go to this particular function controller, articles controller, you see this is the function I have used to read the data. So similar to all, I can use more functions. There are a lot of other functions are there. Suppose I want to get a specific data. I want to read a particular record. I want only some specific data, so I can use where condition. Okay, so where, that is select star from articles where id, suppose for example id greater than 1. I can say like this. If you say id greater than 1, that means it will leave the second one, the first one, and it will display the second and third. That means If you go to the browser and see this one, this is the 1 and 2. I have 3 records in my database. The ID is 1. ID greater than 1, that means 2 and 3. So for that, I can write like this. Whenever you are using these conditions, where, so in detail I will tell you lot of collection functions are there. Basically, when you run this particular command, it will get a collection. So collection is nothing but it is just like an array, but it is very powerful and fast. So in Laravel, when you're running in a SQL statement, it returns a collection. So if you are using, when you are using where condition, you have to get it. Okay, like this. Let's try to run this program again, because I have right now second and third title in Laravel post. It should display these 2 records only. Go to the browser and refresh it. And you see the second and third displaying, it is leaving the first one. It is not displaying the first one because of the condition I have given here. So whenever you want to give some condition to your query statement, at that time you have to use the get method to execute the query. So that these are some example, but there are a lot of other things are there, very powerful query statements you can build by using this. So see the next video for the updation and deletion of record from the database.